harmed.
No animals were harmed in the making of that microphone.
Okay, so I've just got some notes that I took that really spoke to me and that I'm going to take back into, my actual real life marriage here. The theme was stand your ground and protect your home from impurity. So they were talking about different things that you can do to kind of be on guard against impurities. And one of the things they said is that married couples are a sinner married to a sinner living in a broken world.
Amen.
And that really spoke to me. And that it's not 50-50. We always say it's a 50-50 marriage. It's not. It's 100-100. And are you doing everything you can do to make your marriage work with all your effort? So the same thing when Pastor talks about surrendering all, and you have 1 foot in the world and 1 foot with God. It's the same thing in your marriage. You got to be all in, otherwise it's not going to work.
Amen.
And then talking about forgiveness, are you fully forgiving your spouse the way that God forgave you?
Wow.
Because if God's going to forgive us, and we are so much unworthy of his forgiveness, you can at least forgive your spouse.
That's right. Amen.
And then I really like that he talked about the Bible is the best book you will ever read on how to make your marriage work. And he talked about that it's the best book on raising your children, and it's the best book on, how to live a wonderful life. So I like that. And then one of the things that we're taking back is writing a prayer for your spouse and specifically naming 3 things that you are thankful for your spouse. And I'm gonna have to think about that. But I mean, honestly, when I told Michael this morning that I pray for him every day, but I get into the habit of being too vague about my prayers, and I need to be very specific about his needs and his struggles and specific things to encourage him and keep him going, and not just say thank you for bringing him into my life. Like, we need to be specific the same way we're specific when we're asking for forgiveness of our sins. Instead of just blanket, forgive me, if you get specific, he's going to bring a blessing to your life, and that's the same thing with praying for him.
Amen.
And then another thing was they were talking about your thoughts feed your emotions, which feeds your words, and to be very careful and stop before you think, because it takes 4 seconds for an emotion to become an action. And that's not very long. So you have to stop and think, is what I'm about to say, what am I about to do, is my body language, is that pleasing to God? And probably it's not. And then the last thing was to pray together with your spouse, but pray where it makes a difference. Not just, you get into the habit of nightly prayers and you say the same types of vague blessings, but to actually have a conversation with God, to don't be distant, let go of pride, be humble, actually say what you did wrong. I get into the habit of, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. Well, be specific, what are you sorry for? Because that can start a dialogue. And then, what are you trying to accomplish and what is your motivation? Really think about that when you're praying. What are you praying for? What's your motivation for the reason why you're praying for that? That was it.
Amen.
Amen. She pretty much said it all.
Don't say ditto.
To be totally honest with you, I was excited about doing this. And then the closer it got, I started getting more and more apprehensive about it. Work was busy. I had last minute things pop up. And I even told Molly, I said, man, this is becoming more of a burden than anything. And she's the one, she said, it's not a burden, your work is a burden. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I prayed, and she was right. I mean, once I prayed, then God touched my heart, and God touched my heart, and I was able to go, and I had an amazing time. Amen. I mean, after talking to God, I was able to forget all about work. Work is going to happen regardless whether I'm there or not. It's going to be okay. But getting to spend time away from her, work, being able to spend time with her, being able to hear the message that was preached. I mean, he was talking to me. I mean, if I would have missed out on this, it's all things that we should already know. But we become complacent in our lives. And just take things for granted. And, you know, it was, the whole time, I was just thinking, man, I mean, he is talking to me.
Amen.
This is all about me. And so I picked up a lot of things that I'm gonna do different. And a lot of things that, you know, are gonna help our marriage. And we already, I mean, I think we already have a good marriage, but it can always be better.
Amen.
And no, I think is one of the things that I really, really liked was just being around other couples that really want to make their marriage better. I mean, the majority of us, we're around couples all the time, outside of church, at work, places like that, but they're not necessarily wanting their lives to be better. Unfortunately, a lot of them want to separate. They want to, you know, okay, I'll have dinner with you and we'll go to bed, and then in the morning I can't wait to get away from you. I mean, these are people that really want to spend more and more time with each other. And it was just, I don't know, it was a really, really good experience.
Amen. God bless you.